May peace and blessings be with you. I hope that you're having a fantastic Tuesday so far. I am here ready to share with you how to automate event reminder emails using Flodesk. But before we get there, I want to share my happiness with you because I am a big fan of Rocketbooks. They are the erasable notebooks that you can write on with a pen, but the pages are something you can erase with just like a damp cloth. I've been using them for a long time. I stopped using them for a little while because I was trying to go completely paperless, totally online, and that's not quite working for me. So I'm back to using my Rocketbooks again, and this time I got a Panda planner. I'm really enjoying it so far. It has, in addition to having some blank pages for my own notes and things, it's a full-blown planner that lets you plan your full year, your monthly view, your weekly plan, and also um, your daily routines and things like that. So far so good. I am still learning all the different pages that are available, what I can do with it. If you are interested in learning more about how I plan my day, how I keep my life organized, please add the word schedule in the comments, and I will try to create a video about that in a few weeks after I get comfortable using my new Panda planner from Rocketbook. Okay. Are you ready to get started with learning the event reminder emails from Flodesk in Flodesk? I'm excited. Okay. If you have any questions or anything, please use the comments feature and I will be sure to respond to your questions. If I don't get to them during the video, I will pick them up afterwards and be sure to respond. Okay. So I thought last time we talked about creating a workflow in Flodesk, and I think I gave an example. This time I'm taking it a step further and letting you look at an example that we use for one of our recent master classes and implementation sessions, and just letting you see how it works behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, what do I have going on? Okay, here we go. So I am in Flodesk. I already opened Flodesk today, and if you see, if once you log in, it brings you to your email section, and these are just like a bunch of emails that we have here. I feel like you see this every week. So where we have the email sequences built is under workflows. So you want to go to workflows at the top. And in here, we have a folder for all of our for all of our emails that are set up for this bundle that we did with 4 different master classes and 4 implementation sessions. So if I go in here, then I can see all of the different automations that we had set up. So right now they're all paused. Most of them are paused and only one is active because the other ones are already done. It's in the past. So if I click on one of them, I basically went in and I clicked on this 4A one. It opened in a new window here. Okay, so from here, let's just examine what we're doing here. So we called this workflow 4A, and we're saying capture leads for business success. That's the name of the masterclass. Begins when a subscriber is added to one of these 2 different segments. So the idea there was people could sign up just for the individual masterclass that had to do with capturing leads for your business, or they could get the full bundle, which had 4 masterclasses and 4 implementation sessions. So because of that, we said if they come in just signed up for that one class or the whole bundle, whichever email segment they're in, this will get triggered. Then we had a time delay where we specified when we wanted the email to go out. So it's at 10 a.m. on April 11th. It's in the past at this point, but when we were scheduling it, this was in the future. So on that day, at this time, it's going to send this email that says only 24 hours left before our captured leads for business success masterclass begins. So this is a reminder email that goes out 24 hours before. Then we add another time delay action, and we say 10 a.m. the next day, April 12th. So this was the one. Then we have another email that went out an hour before the masterclass started. Then we added another delay, and now it's gonna go out at 9:45 a.m., which is only 15 minutes before the masterclass begins. So at that point, it just says join now. And it looks like last one went out at 10 a.m. Oh, this is a different one. We have multiple. Okay, so this is for the implementation session. So we have both of them together in the same email sequence. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So mostly for our programs, what we have decided is we would send out 4 reminders, assuming the program is happening in about a week. So we send out 1 reminder 3 days before the event. Then we send out 1 day before the event. The third one goes out an hour before the event, and then the last one goes out 15 minutes before the event. And the language is slightly different, but for the most part, the body of the email stays the same, just the subject line changes, and what we're highlighting changes a little bit, but for the most part, the email stays the same. If you want to take a look at that email, I guess I can show what that looks like in 1 second. So here's a pro tip for you. Whenever you're launching a program or anything like that, add yourself as an attendee. That way you can also see what your attendees would get. So whenever we create any programs or things like that, I usually sign up as a student with a different email, of course. So I get all of the emails and things like that, because that is how I basically monitor that things went out, rather than going back into Flodesk and figuring out, if something triggered or not. I basically just manage it from my inbox. Okay, so this was the first email that went out 3 days before, and this is a subject line. It says only 3 days before our capture leads implementation starts. Okay, this one's for the implementation session, but same type of idea. So we just have, big caption at the top, some information about the masterclass, the date, time, the Zoom link, and also the calendar link, because I'm a big proponent of adding calendar links, because that's how people can add them to their calendar and then get reminders from their calendars in addition to that. And we also threw in a link for our Facebook group and a way to get in touch with us if people have any questions or anything like that. Okay, so that was 3 days before. This one is the one that goes out 24 hours before. So it just says only 24 hours left. Basically, this body of the email is pretty similar, just slight differences in language, where it's at 3 days before. Now we just change it to 24 hours before. I hope that this is helpful. I'm just sharing an example, because when we had to create this, we basically had to write the message from scratch. And I think it's helpful just to have a template or a guide that you can follow. So you can totally use mine. If you want a copy of my email, the body of the email or a copy of the email, just put a comment in the chat saying email, and I can send it to you. I can get in touch with you afterwards, and I can send it to you via email also. I can just very easily just hit forward here, and you can have a copy of this if this helps. Whatever it takes to help you get going with building this thing on your end. Okay, so this email is 1 hour before. It says begins in 1 hour. Again, the body of the email is similar, just slight tweaks. And the last one is 15 minutes before. This time it says join now. Pretty much we open a lot of our sessions about 15 minutes before, 10 or 15 minutes before, so people can join. So by this time we are ready to get them come in. Okay, so I hope all of this is helpful. Should we go ahead and create one from scratch? Before I go there, can I just point out something we learned the hard way? So if it is something that is time bound, so there are 2 different ways of creating your sequences that are time bound. One is where it says, after a person enters my email segment, a week later, send them XYZ, right? Send them this email, or 2 weeks after that, send them this other email, blah, 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 right? So that one, you can continue to make changes to it. Anytime you want to edit a workflow in Flodesk, it basically pauses that workflow. It doesn't keep it published, right? So you can keep making changes to it, no problem. But if it is a time bound in a way, an event happens at a certain date, and that date is now in the past when you're editing it, you cannot publish that anymore. So if I go to publish this sequence, it's not going to let me. Should we try it? It's not going to let me. If I do that, see, it says your workflow cannot be published because a date in your time delay has already passed. So at that point, it doesn't know what to do with it, right? So it just says it cannot be published. And it makes sense. If you think about it logically, it does make sense because this date is in the past. So even if we publish it, it wouldn't do anything. So just wanted to point that out. So what should you do for your events? If it's a reminder email, I'm going to say do it this way. However, if you can break it up into separate sequences, so create one that is just for 3 days before, then another sequence that is 1 day before, then another sequence that is an hour before, and then another sequence that is 15 minutes before, that might be better because then you have full flexibility if you want to go in and make a change or anything like that. You might be thinking, why do I want to create 4 workflows that make more work for me? It's almost the same amount of work. Doing it that way gives you a little bit more flexibility, and you still have the ability to make changes to the body of the message or the subject line or anything like that. But if you are all set beforehand, if you just want to, have them all created and scheduled ahead of time, and you are happy with the language and everything, then go ahead and keep them in one, add them to one workflow. Okay. So enough of that. Let's go back in here. So I am back to my workflows. I'm inside the folder. I can just click on workflows. Okay, let's create a new one. We're going to say new workflow. And I'm going to do this welcome sequence one. I'm trying to think. It's a good one. They're all good. Either one. Okay, so let's go with the welcome sequence. I'm going to hit customize. Okay, so now when we're here, you're going to add a trigger. Who do we want to send it to? I will say we have orchestrators as a segment. So pretty much anything I'm creating initially, I use this segment. Once I have it set, then I switch it out to the actual segment, because while I'm testing, I don't want the emails accidentally going to my email list. So this is also, I guess, another pro tip. I have added a couple of my other emails, not the one that's tied to Flodesk, and a couple of other emails as testers in my email segment to my email list. Okay, so when a subscriber is added to this, we're going to say then time delay. This time we're going to say, so you can either say wait 1 day, or you can say let's do this, a certain time of day. All right, let's see, 9 a.m. So if I say that in 1 minute, let's see, in 1 day, this is specific day of the year. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. Specific day of the year and time of the day, right? So we want to pick a particular day. I'm going to say, all right, on Wednesday at 9 a.m., right? So this is going to kick off on April 26th at 9 a.m. So the option you need to pick was a specific day of year. I'm not in here a whole lot, so sometimes you just give it a try, right? You find the right option. Okay, so this is the email. It's already created. The template is here. You have a couple of options. You can edit this email right here and make changes to it, or you can just clear this email completely and pull up another email you may have drafted outside of this workflow, which is my recommendation, by the way. I always draft emails outside of the workflow. That way I can reuse it over and over, right? So think about it. If you didn't do it like that, then you would have to make the same edits. If, let's say, there are 4 different workflows, you'd have to make the same changes 4 times, right? So what I like doing is drafting that email outside of this workflow, drafting the email first and then pulling it in afterwards. Okay, so if I X out of here, I can duplicate an existing email. It's going to take me to let's see. Let's make a copy of the 5-day clarity challenge. Why not? Okay, so this is the email. I've pulled it in. I still can make changes to it by hitting the edit button. I still can. Okay, so I just hit the edit button and now it's allowing me to make any changes I want to it. And it's only changing a copy of it. So it's not changing my actual initial template. It's just making changes inside of this. So something I would change, which we have been changing lately, is the font color for the links to be this. And I'll make it bold also because I want it to stand out, something like that, right? Okay. So just like that. And then you can hit finish and it will. Okay. So just like that, we have created a time-bound reminder email. If you want to add other ones, you will basically just keep changing the delay here, say a specific day of the year, pick a different date, time, add a new email, and keep going. And that's it. Once you have it all done, then you just hit publish and it will be good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of these other ones. We'll just keep one. And what I love about Flodesk is that everything is pretty much set up as a template for you already. And if you make a mistake, you can just go back and grab the template again and start over. Like no big deal whatsoever, right? So I've kept my reminder email super simple here. I started with a template which had a bunch of emails. I said, okay, I just need one. I'm going to just grab that, add my email list, add the date and time trigger, and then include the email, which was already drafted outside of this, made a few changes to it, and then I'm good to go. So just like that, it's ready. And if I hit publish, it will ask me a couple of questions, right? So I'm going to say publish now, and that's it. It's published. And you can add descriptions and things like that here to keep it straight for yourself. So I highly recommend doing that too. After I've created it, now I can come in here and I'm clicking on the 3 dots in the top right corner of this after hovering my mouse over this. So after I click on that, I'm saying rename this. And from here, I can just say, this is Clarity Challenge Reminder. And if you have multiple ones in the sequence, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, you can say 1 Clarity Challenge Reminder. That way, when your automations are in the folder, you can tell just by looking at the name what sequence they're going in. So I would do 1, 2, 3, 4 if I have 4 different ones. So just like that. I should actually change it to say this was a test so that we don't get confused. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please add a comment and I will be sure to answer that. We're going to keep talking about Flodesk some more. If you are in need of getting a subscription for Flodesk, I highly, highly recommend saving some money by using my affiliate link. This is the link, flodesk.com/c/easy50, or just use easy50, I believe, as the coupon code. That would work as well. And save some money. This will give you, let's see, 50% off on your first year of subscription with Flodesk. I highly, highly recommend doing that if you're interested in getting started with Flodesk. And if you are interested in having me set up your workflows, or if you have any other tech questions related to Flodesk, please schedule a meeting with me and I'd be happy to help you out. My meeting link is tidycal.com/Timmy. And let's see, was there anything else? I'll share this one too. If you want to get this video emailed to your inbox as well as other tech tips from me, please use this link and we'll get you added to our email list and you will start to hear from us. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I will see you next time. You are a blessing and the world needs you now. May peace and blessings be with you. Bye.